In the painting, Springtime, a radiant figure stares forward, her face symmetrical, yet slightly surreal, as though she is both goddess and apparition. She is Flora, the Roman goddess of flowers, the essence of spring incarnate. Her golden hair cascades like sunlight, interwoven with blossoms and orbs, each a fragment of the cyclical dance of life. To the left, the words "Springtime" burst forward, drawn in layered strokes of red, yellow, and green, echoing the vibrancy of new growth. A cloud-like shape extends from the text inscribed with the word Flora, as though spring itself exhales life into the world. The three orbs, red, blue, and yellow, appear again, symbols of life, death, and humanity. They float among the flowers, reminding us that even in the bloom of spring, all things are connected in an eternal cycle. In the corner, a single, bold red stroke punctuates the scene, like the first burst of a flower breaking through winter's grip. There is an undeniable energy in the composition, a pulsing of movement and change. The sketch-like cross-hatching and free-flowing lines suggest something fleeting, ephemeral. Spring does not stay. It only passes through. Spring is the season of impermanence. The flowers that bloom so vibrantly will wither. The warmth that embraces us will soon fade. To see spring as something to be possessed is to misunderstand it. It is not a thing, but a passage, a moment of transformation. In Zen, to see Flora's face is to see the illusion of permanence. She is beautiful, but she is not eternal. The petals, the grass, the sky, they all remind us to appreciate the now, not to cling to it. In this way, spring teaches us to live fully in each moment, knowing that everything is always changing. The orbs reinforce this lesson. Life, death, and humanity do not exist in separate spaces. They are always present, intertwined, shifting like the seasons. Spring does not come without winter. Life does not come without death. The wise person does not fear this truth but moves with it, like petals carried by the wind. This painting aligns with hexagram 49, GE, revolution, molting, which signifies transformation, renewal, and the shedding of old forms for something new. Spring is the ultimate revolution, a force that overcomes the stillness of winter, awakening the dormant and calling forth growth. In the I Ching, change is not something to be feared, but embraced. Just as a tree must shed its leaves, just as the river must flow, life must transform. Flora, in her eternal spring, does not resist this truth, she embodies it. The orbs, the flowers, the fluidity of the composition, all point to the necessity of change. Spring reminds us that stagnation is an illusion. Even when we feel stuck, we are always moving. Even when we feel lost, we are in transition. To be whole, let yourself be partial. To be new, let yourself be old. To be full, let yourself be empty. Lao Tzu. The Tao teaches that all things exist in balance, and nothing stays in one state forever. Spring cannot exist without winter, just as birth cannot exist without death. Flora, though adorned with beauty, is not meant to last. Her blossoms will fall, and she will become something else. The mistake is in believing we must hold spring. The wise person enjoys the warmth, the fragrance of flowers, the soft breezes, but does not try to trap them. Instead, they walk the path, knowing that each step will bring new seasons, new colors, new transformations. We see this image as a meditation on the nature of renewal. We often speak of how we construct identities, attach ourselves to narratives, and struggle against change. But spring does not hold on to what it was before. It does not mourn winter, nor does it fear summer. It simply is, in this moment, vibrant and alive. so too must we learn to move forward without clinging to the past or fearing the future. Spring is a time to shed, to embrace new possibilities, to step into uncertainty with open hands. Flora does not own spring, she only represents it. And we do not own our experiences, we only pass through them. We view springtime as an artistic meditation on inspiration. Creativity moves like the seasons. It comes in bursts, flourishes wildly, then fades, making room for the next wave. The artist who understands this does not fight the ebb and flow. They do not demand inspiration to stay. They nurture it when it arrives, and trust that it will return. This painting is a reminder to embrace the season of your creativity. If you are in a time of growth, bloom fully. If you are in a time of rest, do not resist it. The best work comes from an artist who understands that every moment is temporary and every phase is necessary. Spring is not just a time of warmth and blossoms, it is a teacher. It whispers to us of impermanence, of cycles, of transformation. It tells us not to hold too tightly, not to resist change, but to move with it, like the petals in the wind. Flora's gaze is steady, but she does not linger. The orbs of life, death, and humanity remind us that we are always in motion. What we are today, we will not be tomorrow. And that is not something to fear, it is something to embrace.